What the fuck is cracking, my peepholes? My name is Nick Orr, and this is the Cellar Dwellers Weekly Podcast, coming to you from Bingen, Washington, in the beautiful Columbia River Gorge. Some shout-outs here to the Big River Grill in Stevenson, Washington. Great food, amazing menu options, go eat there. To El Riconcito here in Bingen, to Hood Printing, Papa Woody's Wiener Wagon up there in the heights of Hood River, to Abreeva, the official cold sore medication of the Pro Tour, and of course, to Finger Smoke Discs. All right, so before we officially get this podcast kicked off, gonna have a quick word from our sponsors.
Are you tired of your friends out driving you? Are you fed up with landing bottom carts weekend after weekend? If this sounds like your game, then you need disc golf's best kept secret in your bag right now. Outdrive your opponents, land every weak side putt, laugh maniacally at your friends as they struggle to keep up with your game. Arm yourself with the brand new lineup of Finger Smoke Discs today.
Cheers, mates, it's Mick the Ripper here, and I currently represent Finger Smoke Discs while I'm out on tour. So the way I discovered these bad boys is when I was at the Shit-Faced Open out in Washington State last year. I was heading it in Final 9, and on hole 10 I threw my epic out of bounds, deep left off the fairway, and yeah, that was officially the end of my relationship with Arobi right there. So I borrowed an XC tank from a buddy of mine who was sponsored by Finger Smoke at the time, and I played my OB live from the hazard, which at this event was a trench filled with poisonous cobras, and I was able to can it from about 400 feet with that tank. And you know, as the only 18-speed driver that I know of, you know, the flight plate is basically the size of a dime. And that's really, really tough to get a grip on it, really. But once you do, these motherfuckers fly better than any fucking disc you've ever fucking seen. I highly recommend throwing Finger Smoke. I've been throwing for them ever since that event. I highly recommend you get Finger Smoke discs up in your bag today. Cheers, mates.
All Finger Smoke discs are guaranteed to fly farther than any other disc for any player, anywhere, of all time, always, or double your money back. Only available at the Disc Golf Depot, 2410 121st Avenue, Suite 214 in Portland, Oregon. Open 10 to 6 every day. The Cellar Dwellers podcast is also brought to you by Abreeva. Abreeva, the official cold sore medication of the Pro Tour.
What's up, sheeple? So I'm here with James Anderson, and he's going to give us the shittiest tee pad of the week. James?
This week's shittiest tee pads is brought to you by Hood Printing. T-shirt printing in the Gorge. Go to hoodprinting.com and check us out. If you're anything like me, you don't like being in pain, which is why I'm here to point out a few ankle-breaking tee pad disasters to be aware of. Since it's technically our home course and probably the worst of the worst, we'll start with the Hood River Disc Golf Course. So when you decide to brave your way through all the dog shit and you find yourself on the tee pad at number 4, here's a little tip to help you not snap your femur bone. Just use a stable driver and throw a big hyzer without a running approach. That works for me. And if your ankles survive that, you still have number 6 and number 8 to be fearful of, both just as rocky and unlevel as the day they were conceived. Playing them only seems to make them worse. This is an issue that will never get fixed as the Hood River course has an expiration date. It's going to be torn out in exchange for more crappy little houses for the onslaught of Tesla driving board heads. So play it while you can.
If you dare.
No, regarding Zach, I was just going to ask him about shit.
Did I tell you I hung out with him yesterday?
That's what I have written down. It says he saw him at the Trillium.
Yeah, and I ended up sitting and we hung out for like an hour.
Huh.
I watched him eat his whole lunch. I stared at his lips the whole time and tried to make him uncomfortable.
Oh, nice. Well, if you're staring at someone's lips while they're eating, it's going to make them uncomfortable for sure.
Word.
Yeah. So is he even here? Oh, shit. See, I'm running Brandy right now, and I have to,
Go check it.
I'm going to do that.
Let's take a break.
So here in Bingen, Washington, I got the motherfucking train, which just makes my life miserable. They said I'd get used to it. That's what Kyle said. He's like, oh, we don't even notice it anymore. Well, I've been here for 3.5 years, and I still notice it. every fucking time, man.
You never get used to
Coming
it.
this summer is the biggest fucking movie ever.
Yeah, it looks like
The
there's a
year is
trailer
2055,
playing.
and Robert De Niro, Bruce Willis,
Ooh,
Tom
this looks
Cruise,
good.
Tom Hanks, Matthew McConaughey, Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, Steve Martin, Danny McBride, Sylvester Stallone.
Sounds like a
Jonathan
sausage
Ray
fest.
Wilson,
What a
Brad Pitt,
lineup.
Charlie Sheen.
It's all
Muscle
dudes.
Steve, the last 6-foot double-headed gas-powered
It's
pitch-black
all
silicone
dudes.
pulsating chrome tip Destro
And
style
Gwyneth
heavyweight
Paltrow.
in order to finish the biggest tournament against the best players that
Oh, it's
Mars
like
has
10
to offer.
dudes and one chick.
Coming this summer, written and directed by Xander Cruz and David Filker.
Gwyneth Paltrow's a not very cool.
What, have you met her?
No.
Then how the fuck would you know that? You got to get closer to the mic.
She sells fucking all that like fake vitamin shit and healthy lifestyle bullshit.
What if she thinks it's real?
Good for her, man. Whatever you got to do to live with yourself, right?
Totally.
While you're raking in money off of
So
sheeple.
I wanted to bitch just to you, basically, to finish the...
Oh, thanks, man.
Well, I just want to finish the shit about my Firebird. And seriously, I mean, I think it's worth talking about. First of all, I wanted to say this. I know I was like super pissed off when it happened, and I always overreact to shit. And now the dust has settled. I know what made me angry, and it wasn't that the disc got stolen. It was just that nobody was like standing by me. Nobody was sharing my outrage. And I thought I'm not mad at them for not doing it. And here's another thing though. Hold on. Before you say anything, let me mention it was an awkward moment. It was the awards ceremony, you know, and I was trying to not steal thunder, you know, and that's why like I could feel the awkwardness in the room. Like people were upset about it, but it was just like nobody wanted to acknowledge it at the moment because people are getting their fucking award shit. So anyway, here's one other thing. If someone had found it on the fairway and it never got returned, there's like a million possibilities of things that could have gone wrong. They could have forgotten, could have gotten stolen from them.
Benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if it's a shred of a percent, even if the chances a squirrel could have come up and taken it out, I have to accept that that's a possibility. That didn't happen, though. That's why it pissed me off. Like, it was confirmed at Tournament Central. Somebody went and stole it. There's no doubt. No owner of a Sexton Firebird mistakes his for another. That's a total joke, especially with that tiny a crowd. Like, how many people have a fucking red foil stamped sea green, pink rimmed? You know what I mean?
None.
There's no chance in hell that was a mistake. So the other thing is, like, I was talking to Rick, and he was telling me about how when he windsurfs, he like walks past thousands of dollars of gear all the time.
Right. Yeah. It's trust.
Well, I was like, we got to call it what
It's
it
a
is.
community of people
I'm
that
like,
all trust each other.
Right. That's what I thought disc golf communities were. And that was like, Rick, we just got to call a spade a spade. The difference between windsurfers and disc golfers. Come on. Poor white trash don't windsurf. They can't afford it. They're broke.
True.
Dude,
True.
You're not going to go windsurf if you're a fucking poor white trash
Wait,
piece
are we
of
talking
shit.
about board heads?
I mean, poor white trash with no moral compass and who are not ashamed to disgrace themselves or disrespect their sport. You don't find that much. Your girl, your wife, had the same reaction about Derby. She's like, Jesus, like, you know, they're tight communities. And I didn't expect it. I was caught off guard by that. I didn't expect that at all.
Well,
Like,
nobody's stealing people's skates in Derby. I don't know. I'm
It's a
not gonna
team
say
sport.
It's different. It is a team sport.
that's way
Yeah.
different. You'll be exiled.
Oh,
like-
for sure.
Yeah. And it's like the team atmosphere is different because everybody has each other's backs. Disc golf's an individual sport. Nobody had my back. Remember what Tim said?
There's
right,
more
when it happened, right?
camaraderie in a team sport
Yes.
than there is in disc golf.
Exactly, because you're an individual player. Like what Tim said right when I told him it was stolen. He's like, I got another one. Remember that? And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I thought you'd be like, holy shit, there's dipshits here. Like, oh fuck, I'm hanging out with fucking low-life, bottom-feeding fuck sticks. But his first reaction was, oh, that's too bad. That's what it's like here. There's people like that here. Like, it's okay. It's just, what? It's just not what I expected.
I guess
That's all.
just, keep track of where you're at and
I don't really
get to know the different groups of people you're playing around.
Well,
and
that's
just
what I was going to
avoid-
get to
avoid
next.
The bullshit.
Because,
right?
I mean, I'm not going to name names, but you already know. I've had discs ripped off from both clubs from both the sides.
a couple of different clubs. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
it's just fucking weird to me. And I was really discouraged that day at Lock Lobster. We walked past that disc. Do you remember I made you wait? And you're like, how do you know it's yours? I'm like, how many people have an American flag foil stamped Oak Grove Open pink destroyer? I'm like, that's my fucking disc. And then when I saw the guy walking up to it, I'm like, huh, what are the chances? It's the guy who owns the course I lost it on. He was so awkward. Do you remember that? He's like, oh, I called the number. I'm like, oh, call that number right now. This phone's going to ring. And
Yeah,
he just
I
started,
remember.
yeah,
I
he just
remember.
started looking around like, oh, well, I tried to call you. I'm like, no, you didn't. And then he said, remember? Do you mind if I finish the round with it?
And you said, no, give me that right now.
It was
Of
so
course I
awkward. It
remember.
was so awkward, and it discouraged me that day, but I stuck with it. So to have it happen again, but here's the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't have to play those fucking tournaments. Boosh.
No, half of them don't exist anymore anyway.
Right. It's a buyer's market too. Like tournaments are like, there's a dime a dozen, and you don't have to play with people you don't like if you don't want to.
Yeah,
there's
man, that's
plenty
what you
going on
get
out
for trying
there.
to support your local courses, huh?
Exactly. That's why we play those events. Here's the thing with Stumptown.
It's turning around. There's good people out there too.
That's
There's
what I was
plenty
going to
of
say.
great
I can
people
still,
doing this.
I was thinking, I only play 2 to 3 sloshes a year. I can still give Stumptown my money and not play the event.
just donate money to them.
Exactly. Yeah. They'll still do great things with the money I would have used to enter the event. But I don't want to hang out in that kind of company. And guess what? Once we build this fucking course, we won't have to. So anyway, that's it. That's the end of me bitching about the Firebird.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So now I want to tell you about this fucking awesome fucking idea I have for this course. Check this out. Something I noticed right away when I started playing disc golf that didn't exist in disc golf but existed in ball golf was course design was completely different. And I could talk about Mandos and Path OB and shit all day, right? But check this out. What about flow too, right? Like disc golf courses just go in a big circle. But in ball courses, they're strategically designed that you have T1 and T10 at the clubhouse, and you have green 9 and green 18 at the clubhouse.
Right.
And the front 9 is supposed to be easier, lack of finding a better word, than the back 9. The back 9 basically is supposed to be harder. And the reason, I remember Mark telling me this in Florida, is to give the player a false sense of achievement. That you get through the front 9, you get back
comfortable,
you
with
get
your
comfortable,
game.
and then the back 9 kicks your fucking ass, and you come back. You go into the back 9 3 under, and you come out 6 over. That's how a course is supposed to kick your ass, and that's how I want to design this course. I want it to be to the traditions of ball golf course design, which is the up and down roller coaster of having more technical shots in the front 9, bigger arm shots in the back 9. And I also, something I want to do at the front 9 is I'm thinking, it depends on what the land looks like, is to do a alternate tee back 9. So newer players or less experienced players can play a full 18 on the front 9. And they don't have to get their fucking asses kicked in a badass back
Where
nine.
they're going to lose a bunch of discs and
I don't
get
know.
lost. And
Does it look like the kind of place where discs can get lost? I mean, I have no idea what
yeah,
this
man,
property looks
right
like.
now it does. It's full on just forest.
So, right. Oh, I guess I have to see it, and we will today.
There's a big field and then a line of trees. Says it's supposed to be 35 acres we have access to, maybe more.
Hopefully we can get access to 40 or 45. That's
I'm
what
happy
hoping.
with whatever he's willing.
Me too, but 45 is technically like, what you need to make a pro course. That's
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
recommended. And it doesn't mean
We
you
wanna
can't make
have
one, but
a real tournament there, and
it depends on what kind of shit we have. Elevation, if there's any water, are there creeks or anything like that?
so
Like,
how would you have a sanctioned tournament with smaller baskets?
with the El Guapo baskets?
Yeah, is that possible yet?
I don't know, and I don't know if we want
We
to
don't
have.
have to have
I
a
don't
sanctioned
exactly. This is what I'd rather do. And by the way, just sticking with traditional golf, I would like to have manual memberships, like a regular club where you play and you turn your scorecard in. You keep track of course records and course scores, and
Like
that's what you're competing with.
Like your
You're-
local golf course.
Yep, like a local actual ball course. Like you
That makes sense.
That's what I mean. Mark, when I learned that from Mark, I didn't know that was a thing until I played with him in Florida. He had to turn in his scorecard. I was like, really? He's like, well, yeah,
Because he's a member.
because he's a member, and he's also like, plus I want to. I drained an eagle on 9.
Well, that would be cool,
He was telling everybody, I got a 2 on 9. I got a 2 on 9. What the fuck?
Well, there's all these like bag tag leagues around here, and there's nobody. Whenever I go out and play, it seems like at Bonneville or Cascade Locks or Hood River or even the Dalles, I never see any of these people.
No, they don't have an organized league yet. That Keith dude's organizing one, and he told me his idea at the Slosh, and it's a great idea. I told him I'd totally play a bag tag.
So
league
the
there, I
club
think.
would have its own bag tag league up there, basically too.
He's kind of he's forming like a splinter group from Big Wins, is what it sounds like.
cool.
Yeah,
We need
so-
more. We need more groups.
I think so too. Yeah. So
and it's not like you can't be a member of more than one club.
yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. No, and yeah, I totally. Here's the other thing about having a private course though versus cirrhosis. It'll help us keep track of who's coming and who's going, And it'll help us identify and eliminate golfers who disrespect the property or the course or other players or whatever. And we can basically whittle it down till we have respectful athletes who respect the sport and the property that they play on.
Yeah, people will be more mindful of picking up their bottles and trash and all that if they know that they're...
Yeah, hopefully...
They have to sign in when they get there. They're not going to just make a mess and then get kicked out, hopefully.
Right. And that's why if we promote that, we'll advocate that style of sportsmanlike conduct in disc golf, because I think it's lacking that. I do.
So what are some successful examples of this?
That's a really good question. Honestly, Elma, is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, probably.
See, I don't think Elma is a great success because he has stupid-ass Mandos. He has some ridiculous OB. A lot of it is pretty legit, and it plays Link style. But the reason I don't like that type of OB is it's all land you can't play. Like I said before, right. I'd rather have you take a penalty but play the lie. And he does have some good staked OB.
I just meant the format of a pay-to-play sort of course.
I'd love Elma. I would live at that course. He has that dumbass Mando and that thing that says no hyzers, but remember, because of the road and shit like that. And that's that was my whole point. Is like, that's not traditional. You should always play it where it lies. You should let players use their imaginations. That's how you complement the player as a designer. That's how you create situations that,
I guess my point was, he's just the format of how you play there is you pull up and there's just a box. You can sign in to the box and you can donate money if you can, and you should if you can.
Well, we've played other courses like that.
Yeah, where?
I know. Why can't I fucking think of any off the top of my head? I've played some other pay-to-plays.
Bonneville has a donation box.
Horning's Hideout. And yeah, Bonneville has the donation box, I guess. But yeah, I want to host. I'm hoping that this dude is like operating camping, like there's a host that you check in with.
Well, we're going to find out today.
If you have an honor system, you could just have a parking pass, is what I was thinking. But oh yeah, the other thing is I want to have like a traditional mix-up of 4s and 5s. Which, when I first started playing disc golf, again, 6 years later, I'm still like, what the fuck? Like, it's so random the way you play a layout, how you don't end up back at the clubhouse, how you can, the last hole can be the easiest hole on the course. You remember that when we first started learning golf? Hole 18's always the gnarliest hole on every golf course. It's always, yeah, that's the point. It's supposed to, you're going to finish with something that's going to kick your ass. Well, look at the last hole at Bonneville. You know, I mean, Cascade Locks lives up to that, but that's a totally different subject. He's got OB and Mandos in play all over with a 560-foot golf shot that nobody will ever make. Not even Simon will get down on that. By the way, Simon won his first pro tour.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's good.
He lit up a 1088
Something
round
different.
3. When you shoot a 1088, it might be time to change the rating system a little bit.
What course was that?
It was a Memorial. The Fountain Hills one. So when I first got into disc golf and I first Googled it, the first thing I ever saw that popped up was highest rated round ever. And I didn't even know what that meant. And it was that video of Paul Macbeth destroying that course where he basically, I think he birdied every hole except for one. And the one he didn't birdie, like chained out or hit the basket and kind of bounced, almost went into the water. So it's this video, it's just like some song playing, it's just Macbeth just destroying that course. So for me, that's the first thing I saw when I got into disc golf. Like I Googled it and that's the first video I watched, and I saw Paul Macbeth, I saw that course, and so
I remember you made me watch it.
Yeah. Well, it was impressive. That was when he was destroying putts.
You duct taped me to the chair and made me watch disc golf until I'd play it with you.
Zach says he's going to be late. Yeah, I didn't take long to talk you into it. There's still...
Oh, no, man. I love aiming at shit.
I still got other friends that...
Like, pretty much anything. I'll just aim at it.
So let's see.
Shit, I'm aiming at you right now.
Since I think I pretty much covered... Oh, we got the Hood River horsefucker here, and he's going to bring us the best and worst news in Hood River this week.
This is the Hood River Horsefucker here, bringing you what sucks and what doesn't suck in local Hood River news this week. What totally sucks is that the Rebuild It Center's closing down, and now I can't go there and buy scrap metal and pieces of shit that should probably be in a landfill anyway and pay way too much money for it to build a basket that barely works. The good news this week was the porkopolis, which I totally missed because I passed out with a big bucket of bacon in my lap. Anyway, this is the Hood River Horsefucker, over and out.
I'm learning that people aren't as fucking smart as they think they are.
Neither are we.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So here's something I wanted to talk
I'm
about.
going to bring some humble pie to eat next week while we're doing this.
Why is the ranch in it with the Port of Hood River and a conspiracy to normalize? That's not real.
Nazi hookers abducted by UFOs and forced into weight loss programs.
Yeah, exactly.
How come I hear such a crazy echo on this, and then when you play it back, there isn't one?
Like a delay?
No. The farther I get away, the more it's like echoey.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to be right up on that mic. I
So
keep
right
telling
here?
you. Too far.
Really?
Yeah, it's a stage microphone. It's not a condenser mic. It's built, James, it's designed to not pick up sound from this far away.
Then I need one of those.
This thing was $25.
Will you order it? You said you're going to order it.
Yeah, I will. Liz has an order.
Do you want the money right now?
Sure. Liz has a cart right now, and I was actually gonna just order it last night, and it gets here in like 3 days. But these are $25. It does. That mic is $160. This one's $25. I'm just saying, man. That's a great mic. You just need to get up on it. Don't be afraid to like put your lips on it like this. Damn, Kobe. Don't be rapping when I step up to the free throw line. Don't be giving me those looks just because I can't make me for the lows. First of all, though, just as I am. I say how back crash. When the heat is on, the pain is gone.
Damn, Shaq. I need one of those icy hot back patches. You hurt my butt real bad.
Oh shit. Oh, remember your sizes, your new clothes sizes. Small, medium, extra medium, large, extra large, Shaq stick.
As the size for like a shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Underwear.
So I ate.
These underwear come in 5 sizes: small, extra medium, large, extra large, and Shaq's dick.
Yeah, Shaq's dick. I'll definitely take it Shaq's dick size.
Skip medium and go to extra medium.
So
Small, extra medium, large.
you skip medium. Totally. Because nobody wants to own up to being medium. Yeah.
Like,
so
you're small. You're like, cool, I'm small.
No, I'm not,
You're
dude.
medium, you're like, no, I'll take a large. It'll shrink.
I'm medium, but I lean more towards extra medium. Like,
Right, yeah.
All of us do. Yeah.
I like to consider myself extra medium.
So
in pretty much all of my everything that I wear and
right. Yeah.
proportionally.
So I went to Portland the other day, and I ate at Pho, Oregon.
Are we recording this?
Yeah. Have you been to
Oh,
Pho,
good.
Oregon?
Oregon?
Pho, Oregon. Yeah.
No.
It was
But I
so
love pho.
apparently like friend of the family's who's Vietnamese said that that's the spot, and it had like more of like a like a cafeteria feel to it to me, like the lighting, but the place was fucking hopping at like
Yeah.
8:30 at night.
That's how you judge a good restaurant, is not by what it looks like, but
Yeah.
how many cars are in the parking lot.
It was going
or
off.
people are in the
And
dining room.
The service was awesome too. Like the waiter dude, those guys are they're witty, pretty savvy cats. Like their sense of humor is sharper than mine.
So
Yeah.
is it like traditional pho with like fish heads and shit sticking out of it? Do you have any eyeballs in your soup?
I didn't. Michael,
that's too bad.
You know, Michael likes the fucking just whatever the crazy
Shrimp tentacles and fish heads and stuff?
It was tripe.
Oh,
and
yeah, that stuff's good.
It was like 5 different meats, and Michael,
meatballs are good,
The
too.
meatballs were in there. Michael, out of all people, was like, "Can you hold the tripe?" I'm like, Michael, are you finally getting old? Because that dude,
Like, are you feeling okay?
that dude eats eyeballs.
I know.
Yeah,
I
so
know. He'd eat his own eyeballs if he was hungry.
I actually have some left over in the fridge. I'm not a big pho fan. I'm not a hater eater. I love
fucking
broth.
love it.
Everybody loves broth.
Make it from scratch, boiled bones.
Right. So this broth was much more savory than most pho broths that I'm
What is
used
this,
to.
a cooking podcast?
Yeah, it is now.
It is. It's good. Let's do this.
Yeah, food is part of
Food
the.
is fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, it's on here. It's part of the shit we talk.
Cool.
about.
I was just wondering. We
Yeah.
never talked about that.
Yeah, food, music, disc golf,
Sweet.
whatever.
The shit that we like.
So I've told you how I make my ramen broth, right? How I deglaze, like cook mushrooms and then deglaze it.
No.
And basically,
What does deglaze mean?
so I'm gonna cook I do my bacon and mushrooms in a pan, and then all the crusty shit that's left in the pan, I'm gonna pour the broth into the pan and deglaze that shit and get all those bits in there. And
What
that's
does deglaze mean?
deglaze is when you fucking put liquid into a pan and get all the bits and shit that are stuck to the bottom, off of the fucking bottom of the pan. You know what deglaze
Like a pan
is.
sauce or a demi or something?
I don't know. I'm gonna pause this.
The onions and some garlic and some shallots in a pan, like you're talking about, like the pot that I'm going to make my soup in,
Right.
and I cook it all in there, and
Yeah.
I just let it get golden,
Sure.
still clear, not burnt. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, of course.
And then
You're
I
just gonna grill it.
Add my broth to that.
Oh, sure. So what I do.
You just want to crack that flavor out of those onions. You want
Right.
That fucking,
See, I do
don't
the same
know what
thing,
The
but-
word is for it. It's like the sugars, the caramelization. That's what you want.
You don't want to totally caramelize them.
No,
well, I mean,
not
if that's
all the
what you
way.
want. But what I do is the same thing, but I cook each veggie separate and the meat and remove it. So imagine that shit on the side, like I do my mushrooms, onions, and so I can get that each one cooked just the way I want, and then get the right amount of salt into each one.
Yeah.
Right, because mushrooms take different salt than onions. So once I got all those separate, then the pan is all fucking awesome. Deglaze that shit, and then I just throw it all back in.
Oh,
But usually
perfect.
when I serve it, I'll just put like a little broth in a bowl, then put the noodles, and then just put all the veggies and meat, and then pour more broth over
broth,
the top of
hot
that, and then poached eggs.
Do
Yeah.
you do the ramen egg, or do you just poach an egg?
I do poached egg.
Have you ever done the ramen eggs?
Yeah, it's a 7-minute soft boil or whatever.
Soft
Yeah.
boil egg. But there's
Yeah.
ways that you can do. You can like parboil the egg, and then you boil it a little more with no shell on it for just a second with a bunch
Oh.
of like flavors and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. See,
I'll show you the recipe.
I like poached eggs because I feel like they're just more interesting looking, and I feel like I have more control over them because I like a little bit of runniness
Me too.
in my
Yeah.
ramen. So, yeah, and I want to have control over it, which I don't feel like I do with a soft boil. Like they're easier to fuck up than a poacher. That's what I think.
There was something I want. Oh yeah. Okay, so you familiar with matsutake mushrooms, right?
Of course.
Okay, so they will steal a dish. Like the tiniest bit of matsutake will make your whole soup taste like matsutake. So you basically, what I did the last time I picked is I took and I dried a bunch and I dried them into like whole slices. Just chop them up into slices. You take one slice of matsutake and throw it in your whole shit. Right? And then let it cook for like maybe 5 minutes with that one piece of mushroom in there, and then pull it out because it's so overpowering if you leave it in there. But if you
I guess I'm not familiar with
if you just do a
matsutakes then.
hint of matsu, oh my god, man, it really brings like a whole crazy facet to your dish.
into the ramen.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, mushrooms
I'll
and
give you
ramen
some.
are best friends. That's for in my opinion.
I'll give you some dried matsus. They're crazy
Zach just
good.
pulled up.
They're crazy good.
Let's see what Zach has to say about that shit. You know what he's doing right now? He's working at the hospital. Basically, he does microwavable mashed potatoes. he's not.
We call that
super
the
st-
Lord's work.
What does a guy who would fuck a horse look like? Does he have a like?
You didn't see his
Oh, I saw his picture, but you were saying like.
like that guy.
Oh, okay. You're saying you don't look like that guy. I thought you were saying you don't look like a guy who would fuck horses. Like there's a
If
look.
you took a poll and had 10 people look at my picture, would they say, yeah, he looks like he would fuck a horse? I don't think I have that fucking look.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Dude, turns out he fucked horses like in other states and
Which of
shit
these
too.
guys do you think is most likely to fuck a horse?
Or any farm animal.
So does that work? I don't hear anything
I don't
coming
know.
out of that.
Did that?
Oh, that works.
Did it work?
I'm gonna say people would pick Nick hands down every time.
Out of the three of us,
Check.
you look like you might fondle chickens a
That's
little
different.
bit.
You want to talk about chickens?
He actually has chickens, Zach.
I got.
Oh, shit.
I'm down to
Serious,
5
I'm
chickens.
serious.
Leave him alone, man.
Dude, Thelma, she loves it.
Do you still have a?
You have a chicken named
Do you still have
Thelma?
sack neck?
That's Thelma.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have a
Thelma.
chicken
Do you have a picture
It
still?
used to be
Show
Thelma,
Zach.
Thelma and Louise.
Because mine's on my other phone.
Dude, it's on my other phone, but I could. That,
Does your
dude,
does this
Thelma should
extend
have-
far enough?
Can we bring Thelma into this shit somehow next week?
Bring the
I-
chicken to the studio?
No.
Oh.
Don't do
Just,
that.
just
Yeah.
have a picture of her as like on there.
I hear
if you ever
myself.
do a
Oh,
website,
hey.
Yeah.
picture of
Hello.
my chicken.
La da da da.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to get that pic. I'm gonna go grab it. Just
A
because-
picture of a chicken?
Yeah, it's well.
Is this important?
You tell me.
I'm excited.
serious.
I just stopped by River City and they were having a burlesque show.
What?
Burlesque brunch.
In the middle? Oh, wow.
In the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Who's-
Yeah, big dragged out mother. Yeah, it was wild.
That's weird.
It's
For Hood River, that's kind of legit, I guess.
No, that's Hood River for you.
Really? Is like burlesque brunch? Nothing
Pretty
like
much.
legs and eggs, bro.
Legs in it. Is this me?
Indeed.
Oh shit. Ooh. Sake is so potent.
Oh, man, I haven't looked at this phone and oh damn, that sloth right there. Oh James, dude, what the fuck is your?
What is that?
Just take a look at that picture. Tell me
Is
what
it
you
the
think.
iPhone 1?
It is.
Is it really?
Oh yeah,
Holy
or 2. I
shit,
think I got that
dude.
from James's wife.
I look very interesting.
See,
there.
that's how I remember you.
Oh, whoa!
Not half naked, but
Oh, okay.
that's what he looked like back in the day.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I
I
legitimately
I sweat like a motherfucker, so I always have a headband on. I don't think that picture looks all that weird to me. I just like seeing myself not fat, so that's pretty great.
Oh, here it is. I found Thelma, or is it Thelma? Zach, what do you think that looks like?
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
Well, what is that? What's that look like?
It looks like a deformed, fleshy penis, but I think it has something to do with the chicken.
That's his chicken's neck.
Yeah, the neck. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's-
That's quite weird. Yeah.
Told you it was a shocker.
Zoom out. Show
That-
them.
so-
wait, here's what it's from.
It's so skittish. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's a little sweetheart.
See, but when you zoom up on that fucker,
I'll mess you up.
that changes everything, dude.
Changed the whole game with that. Ooh, goodness gracious. Okay.
So you said there was a burlesque show? At
Yeah,
the-
River City. They're doing a burlesque brunch, and
What does that entail exactly?
so basically, there's a bunch of people sitting down, and they're playing like a bingo type game or something. And then in between, they play a song, and a burlesque person came out and started dancing along and singing along to a song.
It's
and
like a
shit.
stripper with clothes on.
And yeah,
right.
exactly.
I'm familiar, just not in
It's
the middle
actually
of the
quite
day
a
at River City.
Yeah, it was a very pretty wholesome. It's
Sometimes
really
they put them in cages and
It's,
shit.
no, that didn't happen. They just went around and people put dollar bills in their man bras and
It was like Bloody Marys.
Bloody Marys
Yeah,
and
yeah.
mimosas and shit.
They're serving some. And they
Man
serve-
bras. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I mean, oh shit, I fucked up.
Is this is like for when you say burlesque? It was like
They're
a
dude. I mean,
oh
they're
dudes. Oh,
cross-dressers.
that's totally different. That's a.
It was
That's
dudes.
burlesque.
There were
What do you call
dudes.
that?
Wait, whoa! Hold on, hold the fuck.
Isn't
Slow the
that
fuck
what-
down.
Isn't that what burlesque is?
Hold on.
Yeah, I do, but
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
burlesque
you
with
know.
dudes. It's called something else. James is right. I can't remember what it's
Oh,
called.
well,
but
that's,
it's
uh,
called something else.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was dudes.
It
There
was
was a girl
dudes.
in. There was a girl
It's
in
like
the
drag.
middle. Yeah,
I,
it was drag.
I know,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I call Derby burlesque.
It's actually pretty entertaining.
They're really working hard to get away from that
I hope so.
around here.
If you want to get more respect, I guess that's a different subject.
They're not. They have like new specifications for their shorts where they can't have their butt cheeks hanging out. They're really trying hard to like
If they want to be
make
taken
it-
seriously.
They do
Yeah.
want to be taken seriously. Like, they don't just want to be taken seriously, they are being
You
taken
don't want just
seriously.
like a bunch of old dudes rocking an 8 that are sitting in the crowd, you know?
No, you really don't.
And that's
No.
what you're going to get when you go. But that's a different
But
subject. Hold on.
We're moving away from that. It's an issue. It's something that we've addressed and are still talking
That's
Oh,
about.
I was
And-
talking about you last night. I ran into Dana.
Oh, cool.
Dana who? Disc golfer?
Usby. No, she used
Ginger
to do
Binger Danger Hips.
that.
That's such a sick name right
Yeah,
there,
it's a
dude.
sick name.
I like it.
She's awesome.
Is it
Yeah.
Ginger Hips?
She said
Ginger Binger.
She stopped.
Danger
last,
Hips.
She said she stopped last year.
Yeah, she's still a big part of the whole thing.
Right.
Oh, remember I met a chick that does derby who babysat you. Remember I was telling you
That's
that?
her.
Oh, it is her.
That's
Ginger,
Dana.
she's
Oh,
she's a
shit.
nurse.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we
okay,
finally figured it out.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Dana. Yeah, she
Wild.
used to babysit me, and now we get drunk together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were partying
I'm
hard last
guessing
night.
you
Oh, shit,
probably
fun.
got you drunk when you were like 12.
Probably.
That Dana, she's a wild card.
She is wild. How's my level? Am I good?
Yeah, your level's great. James is backing away from the mic a lot.
I am.
Were they doing
Never back
back to River City? Were they doing brunch? Were they doing
Yeah.
like Benedict and shit?
Yeah. They,
Hopefully you get those
Chicken
eggs
and waffles?
pre-dicked, if you
Really?
know what I'm saying.
yeah, it looked fucking good.
They're
but
doing
I-
fried chicken and waffles.
Yes.
Just on Sundays?
Yes,
Holy fuck.
and it looked fucking good.
I
Like,
fucking bet. I want to fucking go right now. I didn't know we had that in town.
It looked.
There's a
really
lot of
fucking
shit we
good.
don't have in town. We don't have Philly cheesesteaks in town. We don't have chicken and waffles. Oh, now we do.
And now so my homegirl Liz, I can't remember her last name. She's from where the fuck? Indiana originally, but she's the cook. And
Indiana, China?
Yes.
She's the cook at River City.
on Sundays.
She
yeah,
in
and
charge
she-
of the menu, or?
Yeah, and she makes
Okay.
super good shit. Last week she did New York strip steaks and shit, and yeah, she makes some good food. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. I remember. You know who Sean Anderson is?
I know James Anderson.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Sean Anderson's a local cook. He was the cook at River City
Oh,
for
Sean-
quite a while. You know him. He's a local dude.
Sean used to work at Solstice for a little bit.
No, he's worked just about
Oh
everywhere.
no, that's
though.
Sean Stewart. I was
yeah.
thinking of Sean Stewart.
Wait, John Stewart?
Sean Stewart. You know Sean?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He plays in that band Voodoo Voltage.
Voodoo Voltage?
It's a local band. He doesn't live here anymore.
They're just two cool words. They have nothing to do with each other, but when you put them together, it's like, that's sick.
Voodoo Voltage. That's actually a pretty cool name.
like, what's your car powered by? Voodoo.
Voltage.
Well, Voodoo is providing the voltage.
Like it's electricity and magic.
So that means the driver is providing the voltage. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my head around. Anyway, Voodoo Voltage, local band, you said?
Yeah. He doesn't live here anymore. But
So you've played live in Hood River, right?
yeah.
You played River City before?
Yeah, that was my best show probably actually.
Yeah, as Zach Taylor of Philosophic.
Philosophic.
You
And,
did a whole set?
Yeah, so I opened. So it was a benefit show for this dude that had cancer, and it was on a Sunday, and so all the proceeds from the cover went to him, and then it was My G. My G is a rapper from Portland.
I know my G.
You know
I think
My G?
You need to get closer to your mic, I
In-
think. There we go.
He has a record label in Portland called In the Mix Records, and it was his show, and then DJ Wicked was the DJ, and that was dope. He's like the biggest DJ in Portland.
So he's the DJ for your
Yeah,
day.
all of them, everything.
Okay.
And it was dope. I killed it. I was one of the openers, and I killed it.
You draw?
Did
You
I-
people draw people to show up to see
Oh
you?
yeah. I had a good amount of people come, and it was really fun. It was cool having a sound man, during your show is nice too.
If they know what the fuck they're doing.
He was good.
Oh,
My
yeah, there you
G's
go.
legit.
No, I agree. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
he
I've
was
been in
good.
some
He's
situations.
been around a really long time.
Remember my
Joel
seen-
Etchelbarger.
I've gotten in
whatever.
fights with sound guys. Remember the guy who shut the power off to us because I was yelling at him? I was like, "Fuck you!" And my
Was
bass
that it?
player
Was
was
that it?
holding
The
me
pizza
back.
at Rock and Roll
Yes,
Pizza?
it was.
Yeah,
Do
I
you see?
remember
Were you
that.
there?
Yeah,
Were you
I was
at there?
there.
Yeah, dude.
You guys left early.
I know. I'm like, what are you, my fucking dad? Like,
New
so
su-
pissed
new
at-
subject.
So my G.
Nick's temper.
Oh man.
Sorry. You know what? I know I got a problem and I'm working on it. Okay.
So
I'm trying.
my G, we had him play our ramp party like 15 years ago when I had that ramp out on York Hill.
right.
Was he a skater?
Wait, the
I
York
believe
Hill?
So
The York
he
Hill
hangs
party?
out with a bunch of skaters. Yeah,
York-
Maiji and the Emerge MCs was the group that was.
Man, he's been doing
That
it a
night,
long time.
The half pipe party where I broke my ankle? Like
that's
night?
the one.
Oh, okay.
It,
yes.
Not the porn store janitor night. That was
That's
Halloween.
what I'm talking
different,
about.
Different night. Porn store janitor was a different
Dude,
night.
as a band, Zach.
AKA the Jizz Moppers.
They
the
hire
jizz mop.
jizz moppers, dude. Those I have a picture right now. I can go get it for you in my living room of me with the singer of
Fun
that
band.
band. Yeah, and me, I'm holding like a gallon of orange juice, a bottle of Crown Royal. Like, what is going through that mind of a fucking 20-year-old?
Oh, I don't even know.
the shit that I was
man.
wearing. Yeah.
Yeah, I did the same. Yeah.
First in Line was supposed to play that night. Anyway, I don't know which party you're talking about. I was only
Was it
at the
skate
Halloween.
rink?
They're all the same at this point.
Yeah, it was in a barn. It was so fucking cool.
Oh, is that up by D?
Yeah.
Later on-
the
later on,
York
we-
Hill house.
we moved
Whoa,
the
don't
ramp.
don't touch that cable, man. You're getting scratchy on me there. Thank
We
you.
moved the ramp
Don't hurt nobody.
from York
cable-
Hill up to
cable's
the D
fucked up.
Mill.
Yeah.
Rented the D Mill.
Wait, you're talking about the D.
I
Mill.
know this shit.
No.
I remember.
Okay.
I remember this shit. It was all the OG skaters,
Yeah.
and I
well,
didn't.
that's one of them.
I was
yeah.
not a part of it.
Yeah, you were around though.
I was young.
I didn't hang out at the D Mill.
Nah,
Maybe once or twice.
but you saw
you
the
guys were
ramp
building
at the
it.
York Hill place.
James.
No, I partied
Same
at the York
ramp.
Hill.
Just
yeah.
we just quadrupled it in size.
Tell you what I remember
rented
about
a
York
giant
Hill.
building to put it in, and had a bunch of parties there.
What I'll never forget about that party is the Jar of Revenge. And might as well talk about it.
The Jar of
Zach, that is right, my friend.
no.
No, we just got to go there.
This
If it's
sounds
coming up,
bad.
because this is legendary shit, you might as well just bring it up. Mm-hmm. The Jar of Revenge was born in Seattle. What happened was I was a total dick when I was a kid, and I got kicked out of bars all the time.
I imagine.
I got kicked out of this bar, and this dude, he lifted me up in the alleyway. He's getting ready to just rock
This was
my
20
world.
years ago.
20
just
years
so everyone
ago.
knows.
I feel
20
like
years
dude,
ago.
I feel like such a dick. I would never do this shit. You know what? Who cares about that? Let's talk about the jar. So my buddy's like, we should go in and just fucking fill a jar up with chew spit and just throw it in that dude's bar.
God.
I'm like, dude, that's disgusting. That's awesome. Let's do it. So
Right.
by the next day, it was so far beyond chew spit that we're like, this could land us in jail. This could cause an outbreak. There was like fish in there, old Totino's pizzas and yogurt, everything we found in the house outside. And, oh, you know what's coming, right? You know what ended up.
Semen. No.
Wow, we
That
did.
was the only thing that wasn't in there.
Yeah, we didn't think of that. Well, I mean, damn. I mean, that. I think. No,
That's whatever.
It started off in an Ovaltine jar.
Oh.
And I woke up the next morning and I looked at it and it was
Ovaltine,
sitting in the window with a turd floating in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's either semen or turds.
So my bro put a turd in it. And I'm like, we sealed it up and I'm like, dude, we got to get this out of the house. Like pressure was building up in the jar. So we brought it out into like the hallway of this apartment we lived in Seattle. And when I fucking opened it, gas came out. And it smelled so bad. My
dude, you're grossing me
homeboy,
out.
I know, bro. Check it. It gets so much better. My homeboy Sisney throws up right into the jar.
Oh my god. Oh no.
So we move and we need to transport this thing and nobody wants to deal with it. And I don't even want to throw it in the garbage because I'm thinking like this could be a biological fucking issue.
Yeah.
So I package it in a box and it's like sealed in bubble wrap and towels and all this shit. This is all totally true, Zach, by the way. I drive the jar down. We go up to D, right behind the half pipe at D. So you know where Punch Bowl is.
Mm-hmm.
We go up that road and I just stashed it in the ivy. 2 years later, I'm like, we should go look for it. We all drove. You were with us, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there.
He was there. I had video
It
of
was
it.
there?
We looked for it for about an hour, almost gave up, and I'm like, boosh, found it.
Oh.
And it still said on the top, Jar of Revenge, do not open.
Ever.
Yeah, dude. So I'm like, this is going to be the first place prize at the half pipe competition. Do you remember that? I'm like, dude, you were against it. Yeah, you were all against it. I'm
Yeah,
like, no,
you
seriously,
think?
this will be the trophy. Be like, here, bro. You
A
could
trophy?
You could pass. You could pass off this responsibility, man. And that was the night when we drove from Remy's house just to the half pipe. And I told you it was in the back of your Trooper. And you slammed on the brakes, and you all get that out of my fucking car, and you were yelling.
Yeah,
and
this is why Nick needs help with his projects.
So I stashed it in the bushes by that house, and that's where it's probably remains, unless somebody found it. And whoever found it, they don't want to touch it.
Yeah, no.
It says "Do not open" right on the lid.
Hey man, this is Hood River. A fucking
somebody
excavator's
opened
probably
it.
driven over that thing by
Zach,
now.
we were crazy
my
motherfuckers
God,
back
man.
then. That was
Some poor fucker probably opened that up.
he wouldn't open it. It says "Do not open." Why would he
Yeah,
open it?
because
how fucking stupid are you? It says
Maybe
it right
there's
there on the
gold
lid.
in
I'm
there.
stupid. I would open something that says "Do not open."
You think there's something valuable in there?
Drugs or something.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there's a fucking gold ring in there or
there's
some
weed
shit.
or
Oh,
something. Yeah,
Blood diamonds.
blood diamond.
Shit diamonds in there.
Dude, that house was crazy. I remember when we moved up there and Sisney and me had to clean the gutters, James, we found condoms and syringes
yeah.
in the
I know.
gutter. That's the house where we would kick the front door open and fucking
man.
go fucking
Y'all was
shoot
some-
the shotgun right out the front door
Y'all
and
were
shoot
some
clay pigeons.
gutter ass
Remember that
motherfuckers,
shit?
man. Y'all were fucking crazy.
What about
were very
the
crazy.
giant gasoline pentagram and the
What the
Forgot about that. And I heard it was there for years.
6-foot
hell
wall of flames?
Yeah,
Hell no.
we made a pentagram in the lawn.
You
with
on some
gasoline.
Richard Ramirez shit? What is wrong with you?
This is
man?
this
that's
is
a
how
good
life
idea,
was
though.
back then. Do you remember? Okay, check this out. You know Aaron Richolano.
That's
right?
Night Stalker,
Snakes.
in case you were wondering.
So remember when
I don't
Shane
call him in that long ass
Snakes.
name. I just call him
snakes?
snakes.
Well, I had to be sure we know what we're talking about. Well, I guess you say
Snakes.
snakes. It's snakes.
Just say snakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one night, his brother Seamus is passed out in a recliner in that house. Do you remember this? Wait, no, it was Aaron who was passed out. We were watching Eruption, John Holmes. I'm serious.
you were watching a porn?
We were watching a porno. We were watching.
He's like one of the first porn stars, right? He had like a
Yeah.
17-inch penis.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were watching. The chicks had to have like surgery to like fuck him. Yeah, it's crazy. So we were watching. The movie we were watching was called Eruption, and it was a John Holmes movie. And
God.
Seamus picked up a 40 and just threw it across the room, and it bounced off Aaron's forehead. Do you remember that?
no, I wasn't there.
The
that night.
sound was like. Ping! It was so loud you
I
could
would
hear
have
the
remembered
skull.
Eruption for sure.
Wow. James, I'm gonna say a name, and you're gonna just say what comes to mind. Kyle Emsley.
Killer Kyle?
Sicky Larnar, bruh.
The tooth fairy hooked me up. Is what I remember. Do you remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
Or when we shot him in the neck with the
With the
slingshot?
slingshot
Yeah.
with the grape?
Yeah, yeah.
And he turned around and started running at us.
Oh, yeah.
Got the fuck out of there.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. No, we were camping one night in the White Salmon River. Remember
I'm
this?
so glad I brought
He
this up.
yeah, oh yeah, dude. He tried
Killer
to get,
Kyle.
Killer Kyle. He tried to get in our tent. I was in a tent with Seamus. And he's like, let me get in there. I'm cold, bro. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, so I woke up and he was passed out on the rocks. And he had like tarps for blankets. And I'm like, hey, what's up, Kyle? And he lifted his pillow up and there was mustard packets all over under his pillow. And he's all, oh, bro, the tooth fairy hooked me up. I'll never forget that.
I remember like skateboarding, and there's like moms and kids around, and this motherfucker is bathing in the creek at the skate park.
Yeah, because he lived basically
Butt-ass
at the skate
naked.
park underneath the wedge ramp.
Not even whitey tighties. He was literally scrubbing himself with whatever soap he found wherever.
Right,
Just fucking, yeah, man.
Pretty sure he did that at the White Salmon River.
You
that
can't
morning,
make
too.
this shit. No, it's a fucking tiny little creek. At
Oh,
the
I know
skate
the creek,
park.
and that's
Yeah.
not a creek.
That's-
That's like Roundup. That's like all the
That's
runoff
irrigation
from town.
water,
Yeah, that's like
yeah.
everyone's lawns running through town. That's why I thought it was bullshit when Parks and Rec was like, we need to protect the creek. They wouldn't let me use that east side of the park, and they're like, oh, it's a natural area. It's a creek. I'm like, that creek is like milky.
Sick it,
Like-
bro.
Like if you got your hand in there,
Yeah,
and
you don't want to throw plastic over it.
Yeah,
that
and
would really hurt it
you
a
definitely
lot.
don't want to bathe in it either.
Oh, he
That-
was bathing.
And dude,
man.
and this is what I
I'll
heard.
Never forget. That's burned into my brain.
I already heard this about Emsley is he surfed the red tide. That's what everybody said. Did
What's-
you hear that too?
Surf. What's the red tide?
The red tide is like
when the toxic waste flows out in San Diego into
It's-
the
no,
ocean,
it's
it gets stuck next to the
it's in
the
Mexico
banks and
too.
stuff.
It's like sewage, and it reacts with algae blooms, and it'll turn the fucking ocean red, and you're not supposed to surf in it. And that's what I heard. The
It's
story
toxic.
I heard about Kyle was that he's like, nobody's out there, and the waves are sicky nar, and they're like, dude, you can't surf. It's the red tide. He's like, I get it all to my head, bro, and he surfed it. Is what I heard.
Kyle Emsley would open the jar of revenge.
Yeah.
He might.
He would open the jar of revenge.
Oh my god, you're so fucking.
Yeah, he lived under the half pipe, right?
Yes.
Which
Yeah,
one? The
wedge
plexiglass?
ramp.
The plexiglass one?
No, the wedge ramp with the vert at the top.
I remember going there in the mornings, and he'd come out of there all stretching and shit. What's up, man?
Oh no, he did. He lived under a couple of different ramps. Now that I think about it.
Hey, everybody. What's going on, bruh?
I'm gonna have to pause this.
You're gonna burn down, yeah, you're gonna fry. You're gonna burn up, bitch, on the hellfire, man, bitch, you're gonna die. When I come for you, it's gonna hurt so bad, you're gonna wish I'd hadn't have come for you. That's why I was just saying about me coming for you and how you're not gonna like it, man. It's gonna hurt super bad, man, yeah, what are you gonna do? Well, like I said, there's not really much of anything you can do. When I come for you, you're gonna burn, and that's the truth. Fuck yeah, man, in a fucking hellfire, man, you're gonna burn. I think I already mentioned that you're gonna burn in the hellfire. I think I said it about a half a dozen times, and I'm saying
It was called The Youpers. And it had all these skits. It was all skits, you know, of shit like this. It was the funniest fucking shit.
What was it called?
The Youpers.
Da Youpers?
Was it like
Youpers.
some truck driver shit?
It had all sorts of shit, and it was like
Like Earl, what's his face? Do you remember driving?
you'd have to listen to it, but it had some funny skits in it.
No, like Jerky Boys?
Yeah, but there's other like more rednecky ones for truck drivers.
Oh, okay.
Like when you're driving across the country and you run out of shit to listen to back when
Which
you only had
happens
tape
so
decks.
fast. Yeah.
Well, there was a time, you know.
Yeah.
But you'd be like, I'm so fucking bored. I'm gonna buy this random redneck comedy album from this truck stop, and it would
Oh,
be
yeah, dude,
the
totally.
worst comedy ever.
Dude, I know
it would
exactly,
basically be some redneck guy calling fucking 1-900 numbers trying to talk about horses and stuff. It was really bad.
This is the Youpers. One can short of a six pack. It was all on tape. It was some funny shit.
It looks
though.
like a comedy troupe, man,
It
from the
is.
fucking 90s.
It is exactly what it is. Bunch of funny ass motherfuckers. Spend my time fucking horses. Clydesdales and Friesians in my bed. I like to stretch out horse buttholes, yeah. Now, now, down, now, now. Nay, make you say nay. Make you say nay. That shit sounds so out of tune.
Look at it, dude.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
a two-string.
It's
a
a
custom.
two-string ukulele. What
Yeah,
are you
it's a-
gonna do?
Why you got a fleshlight on your finger?
So this was inspired by Morphine, the band Morphine. The guy plays a 2-string slide bass guitar tuned
Oh,
to
that's
fifths,
amazing.
and it's delish. The band is
It's
just,
delish.
dude, it's just a saxophone, a bass, and a drummer, and they were amazing. So I built this inspired by that, and that was pretty cool little jam. And yeah, it sounds out of tune because it is. It's a piece of shit. Look at that thing. You know, it's like held together. That's a pencil. That's a pencil super glued to make a fucking.
I was out till like 3 in the morning.
Last night.
I'm alive though. Yeah, I went a little hard.
Getting
Are we
your-
recording?
Yeah, getting your whore on.
Yeah, I was dancing with these two chicks from Detroit named Keisha and Precious.
Precious, huh?
Enough said. Enough
Precious.
said.
Where were you dancing at?
Oh, everywhere.
Seriously? You were bar hopping?
I was at Whiskey Tango.
Yeah, I thought you said that was a okay.
I was there. Omar was there again.
Oh,
Dude,
my
Standing on
God.
the wall.
You dance them back to their hotel room?
No,
Where the fuck
I
does
went
Omar
home.
live? Why is he always down at Whiskey Tango?
I don't know, but he doesn't talk to anybody. He just stands by the wall. It's kind of cool though. Whatever.
I told him that we talked about him. And I said, Zach said something like you were there because your chick was there. And he's like, he just wouldn't really answer. He's like, yeah. He was smiling, laughing.
Yeah, he wouldn't really talk last night either.
Yeah, he's a weird
I
cat.
think he's high as shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Keisha and Precious from Detroit.
Good dancers? Or
She's like 5'11". She was
Was
Lo-
Precious
the
a
lo-
big girl by chance?
yes.
Okay, I see where that was. So you know her?
The movie
No,
Precious, bro.
Yeah.
Gabourey Sidibe.
Oh, not
It's
familiar.
a movie called Precious with this big old black chick.
I'm not familiar.
She's humongous.
But you're smiling like you've seen it? What is
He
this?
knows what
I
I'm
just know
talking.
what it is.
Oh, okay.
I have not
All right.
seen it, but I know.
She wasn't that big, but she was popping her booty all over me, and it was awesome.
Nice.
I kept looking over, and my friends were laughing at me
Why?
That's what friends are for, man.
Because she's
because-
big?
because her ass was on my chest.
So she was much taller than you.
Very much so. Thank you.
Okay. Well, wait, you said 5'11". That's taller than you?
Shut the fuck up.
What? I'm
I'm
serious.
like 5'4", man.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Don't you serious?
I don't pay attention to that kind of shit, man. I don't fucking know.
I ended up at Jack's. Just wanted to
I'm guessing.
Don't
you
ever
didn't-
bring your woman to Jack's.
Yeah, I was guessing. You
Yeah,
didn't
I
take
went-
the
That's what you
girlfriend
said
there.
last week. What's wrong with you?
I followed Precious there.
Was her friend with her still?
Yeah, Keisha.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't like. I don't think she liked me very much.
What-
So I bought her wontons. It was cool.
What are they doing here from Detroit? And where'd you get wontons from? Golden Rose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Keisha wouldn't stop being a bitch, so I had to feed her. Yeah.
She was probably just hangry, man.
Why don't
She
you
was.
go eat? I know you hungry.
Shit, yeah.
I ate twice before I came.
I fed Keisha, and then I continued to let Precious twerk on me in front of her.
At a different club this time.
Yes, this was at Jack's.
You continued to.
She was like holding on to the wall, and I'm like, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. I was trying so hard not to fall down.
Oh my god.
The force of her ass alone was about to take me off of my feet, man.
Man, you need like a kickstand to dance with her.
Bro, yeah. I
You
know.
were talking about one of those camping chairs. Was that you talking
Oh,
about? Someone
no,
at work
no,
was.
no.
It has just the pole. So it looks like there's just a pole sticking out of your ass when you're sitting. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's so you could
a
see.
single-legged chair.
That's what he should have been sporting when he was dancing with
I
that
needed support because that booty was knocking me over, man. I was like, fuck, if I fall in front of these people, it's going to be so embarrassing.
chick. So what were
It'll be
these?
a good story, though.
What were these girls doing here from Detroit?
She told me, well, she's from a town like right outside Detroit, but it's pretty much Detroit. She told me she doesn't have a job. She lives out here. I'm like, what do you do for work? She's like, I don't work. Oh, I mean, I fucked that up. You know what I mean. I'm still drunk. No.
No. So she don't work.
She doesn't work, and she's like, I just make do.
She's a Trustafarian.
and I'm like, well, how do you pay rent? She's like, I just do. And I'm
she's
like,
all rent.
I'm like, are you a stripper? And she's like, no, I'm not a fucking stripper. And
Oh shit.
I'm like, well, how do you pay rent?
You're like,
Are you so scared to tell me how you make money?
Yeah, I'm like, this is weird. Like, what do you do? Maybe,
You're like, do you strip for money? And she's like, money.
yeah, I don't. I don't know. She was
had to
cool.
come up with something.
Shout out to Precious.
Shout out.
I
to
really
Precious.
hope she doesn't listen to this podcast.
Oh shit! Well, aren't you? Yeah, I won't even go there.
I didn't even get her number or anything.
Tag Precious.
So you're out in the nightlife in Hood River.
Yeah,
huh?
man. I'm
Yeah.
taking selfies with people and shit.
How old are you, bro? 24?
27.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
turn 28 next month.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm old as shit.
No,
I'm
that's
just
not
kidding.
old as shit. I was still out
Hey,
when I
fuck
was
you.
28. No, James. I mean, James. Seriously, like we stopped hanging out in bars at like what 32,
Yeah, I don't
something
go to
like
bars.
that. Yeah.
I'd probably be the same.
Because I mean, when I was 28, I was living in Portland. I went to Angelo's every night. By the way, I was at Angelo's. I told you the other night. That bathroom should be condemned. I can't fucking believe that they live with that. And I asked Chris, guess who's bartender? Drinky McShakes a lot.
Always.
Drinky McShakes.
He's actually from Hood River.
He is.
The bartender
Is
from
from Hood-
Angelo's is from Hood River.
He's from Hood River.
His name
Where's
is Chris,
Angelo's?
but
Ange-
everybody
Angelo-
calls him Drinky.
Angelo's is the last true dive bar on Hawthorne, and it's been there since day one. I used to go into Angelo's
Sounds fun.
when I was 17.
Wow.
I've played shows there. I've been locked in there. Remember the Snowpocalypse? Oh, man.
That sounds great.
Oh, dude. You know Ryan Rhodes?
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking Elizabeth, the bartender, locked the door, flipped the close sign, and we just fucking started doing blow, smoking weed. We were partying in Angelo's all fucking night long, dude. It was awesome. Those are the memories I have of Angelo's, though. It's a great bar, but
Snug as a bug.
it's a dive bar nonetheless. The bathroom,
Those are the best ones.
the wall is completely eaten away from the urine.
Dude, there's a plastic
so
bag
fucking
over the
gross.
urinal so that you
Yep.
can't pee in it.
So
that's-
when was the last
that's
time
a
you were
River
there?
Ci-
That was like 6 months ago.
6 months ago, because that
River
bag's
City.
been over there for three fucking years.
Yeah, years.
Yeah, Michael and me
Years.
were just talking about that. Like the urinal hasn't been. And yeah, there used to be a shower curtain between
They
the
have
toilet and the urinal.
River City has
They want
one
you to
over
go
theirs.
next door
It's
to the
getting there.
taco place or whatever.
Not the
Use
taco.
their
No, there's a
bathroom.
new place next door, and it's Greek, by the way.
Greek, yeah.
Yeah.
Euros, sorry.
Euros.
Greek tacos.
Well, no, it's
Delicious.
dude, it's where Dingo's used to be. And Michael was saying they got some like a badass like blue cheese bacon salad that's got falafel on it and shit.
I'll have the lamb
That sounds
taco.
fucking-
The lamb taco. Yeah, I'd eat that. Fuck.
Angelo's is divey as fuck.
That's my favorite places.
Yeah, I mean, well, the best people in town.
Like Whiskey Tango is awkward, man. It's
No,
so
no.
fancy and shit. And
No, I
Contrived is
yeah.
the word you're looking for.
Michael calls Angelo's the club
bougie.
because he knows
Bourgeois.
he knows everybody.
Bougie ass motherfucker.
Yeah, Drinky was still working. Drinky was working.
Drinky
He was
McShakes.
working the night we went into Propaganda. You remember?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. That's when we were there.
Yeah.
Okay. You were there with me 2 months ago.
Wait.
Yeah,
2
Drink-
months,
yeah,
6
yeah,
months,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's still a fucking urinal with a plastic bag over it.
Drinky McShakes a lot
Touche.
from Hood River.
I put $10 in the video
What's
poker
his real
machine
name?
that was out of order and didn't
What-
have a
what-
thing on it.
what's
and
his
it just
name?
took my money. Those sons of bitches.
What did?
Motherfucker.
Video poker machine?
Oh, the video. I want $100. Off $5, man.
Bastard.
Yeah. Well, Angelo's is the place to do it because, dude, the guy came in 5 minutes after that. He didn't order anything. He looked down and out on his luck, and he lost all his money. And I could tell that's what he does every day. And I'm like, fuck, I just stole that guy's paycheck.
Isn't that funny how
I
you have
felt
to
so
feel
bad.
bad
I
for
felt
winning
terrible.
money when you see someone losing it?
Yeah. There's that fucking notorious legendary train. No, his name is Chris. What's his name? Chris. It's a real standard last name.
Johnson?
No, well, sort of. What
Smith?
the fuck?
I don't know.
Drinky McShakes a lot. Chris. Fuck. Michael knows it. I bet Liz knows right now. If we went and asked her.
Chris
Yeah, we're not.
Jennings? No.
Jennings.
You don't know Chris Jennings?
No.
The Jennings brothers?
No.
They're twins.
I know the High Towers. Hey, so check this out. We're going when we're done with this. We're going to scout that property to build that course.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
No, seriously, it's gonna get fucking real. This dude, if anything, is like a springboard. If I can get this done and get it done right, build a reputation for myself and get some respect as a course designer is what my hope is. So
Put some respect on Nick Orr's name.
I can fucking build a course.
Respect. RESPEK. Respect.
Respect. I like it.
Put some respect on my name.
So I got apple brandy going right now. Just jumping subjects all
Hey.
over the place.
Woo.
It's really good right off the still. If you want to taste it.
I would love to.
Is it hot in here? Take off
It's
all your
just.
clothes.
Oh shit.
Did you get his last name, James? Did you ask Liz? No. God damn! Now it's like eating me up. I gotta know.
So the cab driver, Jason, he's like, I think you should take a video of yourself right now because the contrast between you when I drop you off and you when I pick you up is so different.
So you're not smoking, but you're drinking these days. You're getting pretty twisted when you go out.
Yeah, I'm just not really into weed anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I couldn't like function in.
This right here, 53% CBD,
Is there any THC in it?
30%.
No,
You
I can't. Yeah.
barely notice it
Yeah,
though.
no.
No, I hear you. I hear you. You know, everybody's got their thing.
So this is
Hey, bro.
after I got picked up.
I literally was grinding on the fattest black ass in the club tonight. Dude,
you. Turn your fucking camera around.
Shut up.
See, you fucking, you're tripping. You're tripping, chocolate chip.
Clear Black Zach in the place to be. You know, I'm a real OG.
Hit him.
Keisha. Keisha, you had a black booty. Ooh, I got a text right now. I hope it was Keisha. Keisha! Keisha from Detroit. She had a big black ass. Yeah, she had a big ass. 1-800 big old black ass ready for me. Ooh! Whiskey dick the shit out of that. I was ready to bang Mary, the lunch lady again.
Are you serious?
What the fuck? So that's you just twisted.
Yeah, that was me at
I
like
could
3
tell.
a.m. when he picked me up.
Damn, nice.
And hold up. Oh my
Hey, what
God.
was his name? James, did you get his name?
I'm good, man. Thank you.
No, thank you. Did you get his name?
So this,
Okay.
I'm not gonna get drunk.
This is me in the beginning.
So this is Zach at the beginning of the night, and you know we'll take a video at the end of the night. And
I'm not gonna get drunk.
see
I'm
where he's-
complacent.
where he ends up.
I'm being a good boy
You're not even
today.
recording.
Yeah, I am. Shut up. I'm gonna drink water in between every drink, and I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna sound articulate and intellectual.
Oh my God.
Every word is going to be pronunciated perfectly.
Having fun, met a young man named Matthew. Bad fucker with some tattoos. He threw a party in the valley cause his parents were gone. Poured a couple shots and played her favorite songs. Whispered in her ear, spitting game like a poet. Vision getting blurry, she was lost in the moment. A puppet to his methods, now they in the room sexing. She had no idea that he didn't use protection. In and out of jail, he never learned his lessons. Now he doing 5 to 10 and she's 6 weeks pregnant. Damn. Wish I had a chorus for this. James Anderson. James Anderson got her pregnant.
You're on the spot, man.
That wasn't me.
I fucked up in the middle there. But it's okay. That's the first time I've even said that
That was
shit
great.
out loud.
I love your flow last
it's
week.
good.
Yeah, spinning that wheel like Pat Sajak. I'm flipping these letters like Van.
They're gonna dread me like some Rasta hair.
Oh, dude, that was so good too. Yeah, that was great. Here, how about this one?
Yeah, give me another one.
Growing up in high school, I thought I was a popular guy. But then I realized something that made me want to cry inside. People using me for my brain, they don't care about who I am.
They don't care.
That's why I say, don't sit next to me. Just because I'm Asian, don't sit next to me. Just because I'm Asian and people all think we're smart. But I don't wanna be your friend if all you like me for is my intelligent brain. So this guy, he sits next to me, but he doesn't know I know what he's thinking. So I fill my Scantron and then I erase. Then the poor guy fails his final chance to graduate. People all think we're smart. I don't wanna be your friend if all you like me for is my intelligent brain. I say don't sit next to me. Just because I'm Asian, don't sit next to me. Just because I'm Asian. Yes.
Just because
Who
I'm
wrote that?
Asian.
Bruce Lee Band.
It's called the Bruce Lee.
Yeah, they're Asians.
Wait. Put that back in, man.
Asian Man Records, man.
I want to hear Out the Door.
Oh, right.
That shit was dope.
Well, I can't play that sitting down, and I appreciate that. Thank you. The reason I don't play shit like that a lot, you said something like, why the fuck do you sing like that all the time? You were drunk, I think, in your message.
Oh, you got my message?
Yeah, and you're right, and
I was
it's
dead
kind
sober. I
of
was
it's kind
driving
of like
the
what I
car.
said. Like I'm even though it's like cool and maybe even impressive, even for me, it's not. I don't consider that shit palatable. Like I like smooth tone. I think I like
Really?
I just like digestible music. That's
That
like
sounded like a real like
Like when you say
Legit
real,
song.
legit, you mean like standard issue, what the industry wants you to think is a fucking just a standard song with karaoke style vocals.
I just thought it was a good song.
I like it too, and I wrote it, and I appreciate that. But with the way I see it, from my perspective, is of course people are going to like it because it's what they're expecting.
No, I just liked it because I liked it. I like the lyrics.
That's cool.
And I
Thanks,
like
man.
the
Appreciate
singing. Quit talking shit, man.
I'm not, man. I'm just saying, like,
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, like, to me, that type of singing, I'm just not super into it.
Yeah, well, it's still dope, so.
James, I played Rhinestone Cowboy at James's birthday. Remember that?
Best song ever.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Drugstore Cowboy? Rhinestone.
That's Rhinestone.
Glenn Campbell, dog.
Have you heard of Drugstore Cowboy?
That's different. That's Matt Dillon.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
Portland?
Portland, where's that?
Portland. Play a jam, man.
Okay, well, shit, I don't know what to play. I'm like...
Some sexy shit.
Sexy
yeah,
shit.
homeboy wants to freestyle some shit.
Yeah, sexual shit.
I don't really know what to play. Let's see.
You're now tuned in to the Half Chub Club. I'm the leader.
You know?
I'm the leader of the Half Chub Club. 50% at all times, wherever I am. I'm half chub at a funeral.
You're much younger than me. I'm more the third chub club.
Quarter chub club. No, 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 no. Weird Al staring at me. This shit sounds sexual. He actually went with the sexual. I would make love to a woman to this shit. It's very slowly.
You're gonna fucking die, man. Fuck yeah, there's nothing that you can do. I'm gonna melt your flesh from your bones, bitch. Yeah, that's right, you're gonna die too. There's nothing you can do. When I come for you, bitch, you're gonna burn. That's right, bitch, I just fucking said it 100 times. You're gonna fry, bitch, nothing you can do, bitch. I already said that you're gonna fry, yeah. Bitch, you're gonna fry.
Gonna get fried just like a bunch of rice.
Woo!
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Brussels sprouts if you're at the cafe.
You know what I'm about. I'm about to fry your motherfucking Brussels sprout. Put some bacon marmalade up in your goddamn mouth. And then I go down south. Go down south? What does that mean? That means I'm about to eat the pussy. Yeah. That shit's gross, but it's okay. Anyways, though, I'm a freak on the leash. I'm about to take you to your peak. Yeah, like the mic's too loud. I spit this shit, and I'm so damn proud of myself. It's okay. I keep on going anyways, yeah.
Bitch, you're gonna die. That's right, bitch, I said that. You're gonna fry.
Like fried rice.
Like fried rice, man, you're full.
Yeah. I've been with some big world. Oh goodness, you burped on my flow.
Ew.
Banging big broads.
All right, take
I
it.
called a bitch Keiko. Was swinging my bat like. Banging big bras. Called a bitch Keiko. I was swinging my bat like Jose Canseco. Yeah.
On the juice and feeling real wired. On the juice like I'm Mark McGuire.
Ooh, that was hard, son. Harder than my dick in her butt. Mixed girls. I call the bitch a smut. Your facial expressions
Fudgesicle
are
style.
Fudgesicle style.
Ice cream lady.
Yeah, and I'm keeping it pimpin'. Gave her that clumsy chicken. Yeah. Give me some respect. Grab on my chicken neck. Hey. Sipping sake with my friends. These are my friends. These are my friends. My friends. These are my friends. My friends. These are
Bitch, you're gonna motherfucking die, yeah!
I don't wanna die. Friends. Sicky nar bruh.
Coming this summer is the biggest fucking movie ever. The year is 2055, and Robert De Niro, Bruce Willis, Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Matthew McConaughey, Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, Steve Martin, Danny McBride, Sylvester Stallone, Jonathan Silverman, Greg Olson, Brad Pitt, and Charlie Sheen must locate the last 6-foot double-headed gas-powered pitch-black silicone pulsating chrome-tipped Destro-style fairway driver in order to finish the biggest tournament against the best players that Mars has to offer. Coming this summer, written and directed by Xander Cruz and David Philberg.